Hey guys, it's bonus time, and that means it's time for an update montage. Celysus did more work on his mansion. Ooh. Ah. Oh. Hmm. Ooh. Ah. Oh. Oh. Huh. Ooh. Cozy. Hmm. Ooh. Ah. Ah. Ooh. Uh-huh. Oh. Ah. Uh-huh. Ah. Huh. Hmm. We built a new path from the village to Celysus's place. Yeah. Woo! We established a new town news board. Woo! There's a makeshift pumpkin patch. Because we're lighting up the area with pumpkins in the ground. Everywhere. Midnight revamped her house. We got to visit an ocean monument. Ooh. I built Midnight a brand new storage room. That's fancy. And looks great. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ah. Phaestos moved out of the ravine and built himself his own house. Ah. Oh. Ah. Nice view. Also, we built a church. Phaestos did. And Blue Mystery built an extension to her bakery. There's also a rail line that connects it all the way to her original bakery. Lucky had kids. Blue has a cow pen. Midnight has a chicken pen. Blue has a mini farm. The church has a mini graveyard. Speaking of the church, colors. JRB 2005 has been playing more, and he built himself a nice mountain home. Ah. Oh. Fireplace. There's no more villager in this hut, because we built the villagers a brand new hut. What a cozy dwelling. We now have a public enchanting table, complete with blocks of lapis lazuli. The bookstore is finished and is now a general store. I am now the owner of the general store. Hello, customers. Thanks to a new extension, our reed farm now produces 50% more reeds. That's nice. I never showed you what it looks like when a cart gets returned on the surface. Aha. The cart trip is smoother. I improved the cart return in the ravine. Originally, we were losing lots of carts to them running into this cactus and disappearing after hitting it again. But now I've added hopper carts on either sides. Hopper carts can pick up items from all sides, so the cart is always picked up before it can be destroyed by the cactus. There are hoppers beneath these hopper carts that feed into the central hopper. I built a large space underground for slimes to spawn. Unfortunately, they rarely do. But this is one of the rare instances when they do. The rail at the top of these blocks keeps mobs from trying to go any higher. The armory that never really got started was obliterated. The armored figure that was here is sealed forever underground. The old chicken pen that was here was also obliterated. If you haven't guessed, the ravine itself has largely been abandoned. I've replaced some of the flooring with grass in order to make it feel a little less lonely, though. It helps. My old home has been abandoned and mostly wrecked. I'm a little sad about that. But my lovely old storage room is still intact. Haha, touché. So, now that you're up to date on all of the goings on in Deralethsa, how about we get started on something new? Now this isn't super new, and if you watch some of my other videos that I've been posting on redstone stuff, you might know that, well, I'm looking to install mailboxes. Lots of mailboxes. We're going to be installing mailboxes for every current resident of Deralethsa. And we're going to start with Celysus, because I know the most about his details. Everyone that lives here in Darkwoods Village is going to have all of their mailboxes in a public facility somewhere around here. Probably either here or over here. So I'm going to collect my things. All the items and objects and blocks that I will need to properly construct the mailboxes. Yeah, it's quite a bit. It is quite a bit. But it should be fun. And we'll take one minecart with the chest. And now I make the journey. Catch you when I get there. Alright, Celysus has said that he wants his mailbox built on that side of his house right there. He placed redstone here to identify it, but we discussed it and I showed him the schematic for the mailbox, and he actually wants it over on this side. The mailbox comes out about 3 or so blocks. Yeah, so we're going to bring out the mailbox about 4 blocks in this direction. In this direction. So we're going to need to probably clear out some earth here to make that space. So I'll get to work on that. Alright, got the space cleared out, and now we just need to decide where the mailbox should go. Now, ideally, right, it would go between here and here. The problem with that is that the mailbox configuration is odd in its width. So it would either be there or there, and that'd be kind of awkward. So I'm thinking instead of putting it and aligning it with one of these lighter stripes. I'm going to run inside real quick and see just how those line up on the inside. Not too well, honestly. These stairs are a little bit in the way. Actually, that might be doable. Yeah, so Celysus told me that he wants the mailbox to be level with this floor. How it's going to work is there'll be one of these floor blocks that will fall down and reveal his mail. And one of these other blocks here will be the place where he puts in his mail key. Oh, I heard footsteps. Not good footsteps. Especially when you know no one's online. Oh, where'd he go? Oh boy. Please don't destroy my friend's mansion. Yeah, so I've decided I'm gonna put his mailbox right here. And it's gonna line up with this light stripe here. And how it's gonna be is we're gonna have some decor coming out to about right here. And then there'll be a line of half slabs. And then right here will be where the piston drops down to show the minecart. And then he'll put his key in right here. So let's go back around and get to building. See, so right here is where it lines up, and the floor level, let me make sure. Okay, the floor level is below the fancy blocks. Get rid of those real quick. Okay, so this is his ground level. Which means... Okay, so I'm gonna have to tear up some of his floor here. And let's see, the mailbox has redstone out and 3 blocks from the center. So we're gonna have to have its platform walls come out at about that point. And then it needs to go out about 4 blocks. So, yeah, looks like we need to clear a little bit more earth. Let's do that. Okay, cleared out that earth there. Just enough to get our job done, really. I'll let Celysus decide what he wants to do with that, because he usually likes to smooth out the landscape a little bit more and make it look nice and tidy. So yeah, this needs to come out about that far. And this is gonna be the casing for all of the mailboxes of redstone. And then this is gonna be the ground level here. And let's see what I can do. So to start out, we're gonna want one of these pressure plates, and we might want... he's really gonna be in charge of the decor here. We're just gonna put down the bare bones elements. So, also gonna want a hopper. You know what? I need ice and I didn't bring it. I'm gonna have to fetch that here in a moment. So we'll have a slab going into the wall here, and then one sticking out. On the other side of this, we're going to put some stair blocks, but I don't have space for those in my inventory right now, so we're just gonna work with what we got. And then can do that. Put down a pressure plate. And that goes off there to some redstone. And we're starting to get into the redstone elements here. Got a repeater with full delay. And we're gonna bring it out to there. Now is when I need to start digging up the floor just a little bit. that's what that does. And what it's going to do ultimately is, why don't I just show you? So right in here, we are going to put a double chest. And that double chest is going to be fed into by Hopper. Now, here's how the system works. We're going to have ice underneath this block, and that's going to cause items to flow forward. When I throw items in, under normal circumstances, the hopper sucks them up and puts them into the chest. But as long as it has a redstone signal pointing into it, it won't do that. So my mailbox system has it so that you can throw all your items on, and then say you throw on something wrong, like, oops, I didn't mean to throw that hopper on there. Well, now what you can do is it gives you enough time when you step off the pressure plate to grab all your items. But if you put all the right items you want, you can just walk right off. It's alright, walk right off, and it takes it. Yeah. So that's all good and well. Let's see. So we'll go to the inside now and start digging up the floor in there, because we're going to need to. And I'll use one of these chests. It's like a project chest for now, because I will need some extra inventory space here. Okay. So we've got the wall, comes out to here. And you can destroy all of these. Take out that. I'll try to keep that window there if I can. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, so keep going here. Yeah, we've got enough inventory space for both types of wood. Bring it out there. And let's see, this is going to be, so it's 7 blocks wide and 8 blocks deep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The redstone, anyway. The floor I will replace once I finish all the redstone, and it'll be beautiful. But until then, yeah. Put this wood back in there. And I'll go ahead and place down this crafting bench. I know he's got one right over there, but it'll just be nice to have one close. Oak wood. Why was that hiding under the stairs? Are you cutting corners, Marty? Let me sleep real quick. I wouldn't want any rude interruptions. Alright, and back to work. I'm just going to clear out all the blocks in this space. I really don't want seeds right now. Okay, thanks, bye. And cool. And I will actually take my dirt back. Surround this in it. Okay, so this is the bounds for all of the redstone that's going to be taking place here. And dirt can go back. I'm gonna be digging up more dirt, but whatever. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and create the general structure of blocks here, and then we'll start putting down the redstone together once I've done that. Alright, Billy, I'm back and I want you. I've gone ahead and put down the basic groundwork here in terms of blocks, and gonna get back to building. Without falling backwards this time. Good. Falling forwards, that's better. Alright, so first we want to start off with the main component of the mailbox, which is going to be a... Can you guess it? Can you guess it? Oh heck, what do you care? It's a storage minecart. And basically, it sits back here underneath everything, safe from peering eyes and grasping hands and greedy faces and anything else that might hunt the items within. And when the owner puts in the correct key, it will come forth and the gate will be opened for the owner to view the items they have received. So yeah, I'll keep building here. Let's see, we also need... Okay, I've got all the rails down. So what I need now is a hopper facing in right there. That's good, that's good. Okay, and then we need to have right here, we need a dropper facing inward. And we will have 2 hoppers here. And so pretty much what that is that's going to be where Celysus puts in his key at the very top there. Let's see, what else here? Well, we can go ahead and put down the pressure plate there. It's going to be one that goes there, and then, what else? Right. So now we need comparator. Gonna pull a comparator off of here, and we'll also have one down here. And then we're gonna have a repeater right there. And this comparator is going to turn on whenever someone puts items in the mailbox from out here. So they'll put items in right here, and they'll go down, they'll flow down, and they'll come to here, and once we have the storage minecart there, which I may as well put there now. Yeah. And they'll flow into the storage minecart, but as they flow into it, they will cause this comparator to trigger. Now once this comparator triggers, you'll notice something. It turns on this redstone, but it also triggers this. This is just a repeater feeding into a comparator, so it basically loops the signal around and feeds into itself. And it keeps going and going and going and virtually never stops. This is where our next step comes in. So that creates basically a circuit that stays on. And we do have a way to turn it back off though, and it's right here. Now when this redstone becomes powered, one sec. When that redstone becomes powered, what it's going to do is, if its signal strength is above that of this comparator here, now that I've switched it into the other mode, it will cancel out its signal completely. And that will, as you can imagine, stop this circuit. Unless there are more items in this hopper, which is unlikely. It would have to be a very full thing if that were the case. And in that case, the owner will know that once he's gotten his cart up there and he's looking into it, the light will still be blinking. So he'll be like, oh, there must be more items left for me to look at. So it's kind of a little bit of intuitive thinking. Now we're going to pull this signal. Actually, here, let's start from the other side so it makes a little more sense. Okay. We've got a little bit of a complex thing going on here. I'll explain it to you as best as I can. This is where the key circuit comes in. So we're going to have this comparator feeding off here. And it's going to sense when a certain number of keys are inside of this hopper. When it reaches a certain number, it will then let the key flow through. It'll call the cart. It'll put the key in the cart using this dropper. Let's see. And then the owner can get their key back at the same time as they're fetching their mail. So, I'm proud of this. I've situated this so that it works very well. It's very compact. And so we're going to pull a repeater from this switch that basically it'll only, once it reaches that certain amount of keys, is when it reaches a redstone signal strength of 2, which means that it can travel 2 blocks. So it normally stays at 1, but then when it reaches 2, it'll come down here and cause all sorts of things to happen. The first of which is it'll send a signal through here to this other side and right to there. And as you might recall, that'll cancel out this circuit that we had going. Well, what this circuit controls, you might be wondering, is the notification light. And I believe I hinted at that earlier, but now you know for sure. Yes, this circuit controls the notification light. So, if what happens on the other side, the key being put in, cancels out the notification light, and that means when the owner puts in their key, the notification light's turned off because it's as if it's basically like opening an email. It's marked as read. It might still have contents that you haven't downloaded or read all the way, but it's marked as read. So let's see. And so we've sent that through. And another thing that happens here, once we have the appropriate amount of keys, is, well, I need to get up a little higher. And we're going to have this redstone here. Now what this does is, from earlier in the series, you might recall that, or in some of my redstone videos, you might recall that the redstone next to a hopper causes it to not draw any items. So that redstone is going to constantly keep this from drawing or sending any items through. But this one can still send items into that hopper. So when the key comes in, it will go down into here and up the signal strength. And what that'll do is turn this torch off also, as well as disabling the notification light. Turn the torch off, turn the redstone off, let one item flow through, and the signal strength will shorten again, therefore turning the torch back on, and once again stopping that repeater from sending items through. So basically it lets items flow through just long enough for the key to come back through. And that's exactly what we need. Another nice thing about these is that items come through systematically. So if we have this many items, we can have these be scrap items just taking up space, and then this can be where we have our keys. And the first item always is the one to go out of a hopper. So we don't have to create as many keys to compare the first key with, which saves on resources, which you'll understand once we make the keys for this. But first we gotta complete the redstone. So let's keep going along with that. Let's see. So next, let's go ahead and create the clock here. This clock is going to control our notification light. It's going to make it blink off and on. So this pours into here, which goes into there, and then we've got two different things here. One that goes back into the clock loop and makes it keep cycling, and then another one that'll carry that cycling pulse up through the wall and to the notification light. Yes, yes. And then I'll show you what the clock looks like when it runs. So when this circuit's lit, this torch won't be on, and it'll let the clock run. But when this is not lit, which means that no new items have recently gone in, and this stays lit, and the notification light does not blink. It stays off. Okay. We've got almost everything done here. We've got one more element to take care of, and that's the door that reveals the minecart. Now, how we are going to do this is basically we need it so that when the minecart comes through, basically it tells the piston to stay down. It triggers a switch and tells the piston to move down so that you can see the minecart. And then this is going to be the reset switch that causes the piston to go back up. And since that's a solid block, this redstone here that we're going to control in a little bit here, powered rail, is going to send the minecart back from whence it came. So we're going to use our droppers. And see, this is where the key function also performs another action as part of the efficientness of this design. So the key function goes down there. To reiterate, it goes down there and causes the notification light to turn off. It goes up here and lets a key item flow through and into the chest card as it comes. Now, another thing it does is it activates this dropper, which we're just going to put some invaluable random item in. Dirt will do just fine. Causes this dropper to trigger and fire, and it puts the item in this dropper. Now from this dropper, we're going to run a comparator into a torch. Yeah. And that will control this. And basically to send the item back to the other side, You'll step on the pressure plate, which will activate just this dropper. Yes. Alright, so looks like I've holed myself in here a little bit. Get out. Cool. Alright, we've got a lot of the components done. There are some... yes. This is one that I'm missing, I think. So we have a torch, redstone torch, coming off the bottom of this. The cart passes over this, and that's what deactivates the rail. So the rail is not powered from that side. The rail is powered from this side. Ugh. The stairs are making me claustrophobic, yo. Alright. Actually, since that's at ground level, I'm gonna go ahead and make that a nice dark wood block. Dark oak wood. Line it up. There we go. Okay. I think that's all of the redstone. Pretty sure we're gonna test it out. But before we test it out, we gotta make the key items. So let me run back to the village, and I'll run you through the process of creating the keys. Alright guys, we are back at the village, and we are in the bookstore, aka general store. And so what we're gonna need to make keys is writable books. So we need 7 writable books. 2 iron for 1, so I guess that means I'm paying 14 iron for these. Alright, and to create our awesome key, we just have to write in the book. The more you write, actually honestly it doesn't matter. So just write something fun, like some random story that you can think of. And then so you got your random story, then what you want to do is sign the book. Give it any name you can think of. In this case, I'm going to think of something a little more intuitive. So let's think here. I'm going to think of a template to make everyone else's keys after. Oh, running out of characters. We want it to be flexible and have enough characters for everyone's name. Yeah, that's simple enough. Yep, so you sign it, and then you've got your original copy of your book. Now what you want to do next is take all your books over to a crafting table. I guess you don't need a crafting table, you can just use your inventory. And you want to give it another book and quill, and that'll create a copy of the original. Now what you need to do is take the copy of original and put it in here and create copies of copies. A copy of a copy. And then you do that for the remaining 4 books that you have. It looks like I was off a little bit here. Oh, no. Yes, do it for your remaining 5 books is what I meant. Now, so you have your original, you have your copy of original, and you have your copy of a copy. Now, something you'll notice about copy of copies is that, well, first of all, if books are exactly the same, they can stack. Second of all, if you try to copy a copy of a copy, you cannot. You can't copy a copy of a copies. So that means that this is extremely secure. It also means that if you lose your key, you're going to have to replace it. Like if you lose your original and your copy of original, then you'll have to completely replace your keys with some different keys. But basically, you can lend someone your mail key, and they won't be able to copy it. And if they get a hold of it somehow, without you knowing, they won't be able to copy it. They'll be able to use it, but they can't copy it. So if you get it back from them, then you've got it back for good. Basically, you just gotta hide your original, or you can even destroy it if you want, and then hide your copy of original. And you need the copy of original to make any more copies of your mail key. And another thing that's awesome about the security of the system is that each book has in its metadata or its tag the author. So the author has to be the exact same for it to stack and work as your secure key. The text inside the book has to be the exact same, your beautiful story. And the title of the book has to be the exact same. All those things have to match up for it to work in your system. So it's extremely secure. And it's quite a beautiful thing. I'm glad Mojang introduced copying books and then limited copies of books, because that is what enables the system to be so secure. Now, what I used to use before was just a random renamed item. That's fairly secure, but anyone can find the same item and rename it to the same thing, and then it stacks, just like all the others. So, yeah. Anyway, that's an overview of how the keys work. I'm going to head back over to where we're building the mailbox. So, I know I said we were going to go back to the mailbox project, but real quick, I want to take a detour and show you a little feature I've added to our server here. This is a system created by XisumaVoid for, well, actually by a user named Eease, and it was demonstrated by XisumaVoid and tutorialed. And the system lets you sleep on a server with more than one player online and set it to day. Now what I've done is I've taken their system and added some debuffs to it. Basically, I thought it was a little too overpowered, so it has some different effects on players who wander around. I won't be able to show you those effects, but it also has some effects for the player who sleeps, so I will show you that real quick before the sun actually rises. Yeah, you got a little glimpse. You got a little glimpse there of what it does to the other players who are outside. It slows them down, it gives them nausea, gives them mining fatigue, and it blinds them. And it does all of that progressively. So it starts with lesser effects and kind of piles them on for 15 seconds, and then it turns to day and everything's all well again. Back at the mailbox. We are here and we will finish it now. Now we've got our keys. And let's see, we also need, let's see, some kind of random scrap item to use with the keys. So I've gone ahead and created one, and they are right here. I've just given them a random name that people are unlikely to guess. And what this does is it just helps us save on resources, because written books are a little expensive, and more than that, they're just annoying to make. So it helps to just have a scrap item you can throw into the hoppers here. And technically people could use these as keys, but you can literally just throw your fingers on the keyboard to make a name for them. Only costs a level, and it'll say, you know, you can just use like zombie flesh or something, and people probably aren't gonna guess the completely random string of text that you used. So yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna string these in here, and our redstone we created before is already keeping them from flowing, so that's good. And then we've got our keys here. We're gonna leave one with us and put the rest in there. And now finally we can demonstrate the system working. Gonna use some dark oak to kind of just seal up things here. And let's see. Doesn't matter if we do that. Gonna make sure everything works here. So we throw our key in, and the minecart came. Let's see what happened. Something didn't go quite right. But mostly it did. Mostly. In this case, the grass literally is greener on the other side. Go figure. Okay. In my original design, it looks like I approached this whole thing just a little bit differently. We had, let's see, we did not have dust there, but we had it right here, actually. Just kind of an interesting choice of mine. And then here we had a repeater facing this way. See if we can get to do that. There we go. And we had that repeater on a 4-tick delay. Okay, and then we finally had that. Doing that. And some redstone. Yes. Redstone dust, yes. Oh, yeah, so anyway, what I didn't show you just now is dark key. It's not getting the chest cart. I need my key back. Yeah, you don't want to push it back in with your key. It's not a good idea. But that's why you keep copies around. Yeah, so try this again. See if it works like it should. Not quite. Oh, I know why. clicked my key again, didn't it? Yep. Yeah, but this is the reason, and I just need to probably use some slabs for some other things, so I'm just going to slabify it. So that way redstone signal doesn't flow into that block. And let's get my key back one more time. We will do a final full-on test. So in order to do that, we will put some mail in the mailbox. So I want to give myself, let's do like a, I don't know, do like 3 stone blocks and 2 slabs and a dropper. Yeah, I'm gonna give myself that mail, or Celysus, giving it to Celysus. And as you can see here, the our switch is triggered, and we've got the clock going. That's going to link to the notification light we put above. And this is going to be covered up here, probably with slabs like so. And then we simply, now if we don't throw the right thing in, it'll go into the hopper, but you can just grab it right out. But we can throw in our key now. And the chest cart comes up. And we check our mail, get our key back, and all of the mail items. And when we're ready to send it back, it doesn't come out far enough for us to accidentally push it. So we just have to run up to the pressure plate. And voila. That's it. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish, gonna kind of spruce this up a little bit. Celysus is gonna do the final aesthetic touches, but I'm going to wire in the notification light, which is basically just gonna be stringing up some more redstone torches from this one, leading them up and to the light. And the last thing is just going to be covering up, giving it a simple facade for him to work with. So I will cut to that when I'm done. Go away, zombie. What are you trying to do? Break down a door? Yeah, that's right. No door breaking here. Watching you. Nope, 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 nope. You had your chance. Bye-bye. I'm so hungry. Ooh, sheep. Sorry, Celysus. Hey, so I'm putting in the indication light, the notification light for mail in Celysus mailbox, and it's turning out pretty good. I think this is gonna look pretty cool, at least from the inside. And I'm excited about that. So let's see, just need to add that torch, and I'm gonna have a block there. We're going to want a dark block there, okay. Then we'll finish it out on the inside. Gonna have a little bit of wire right in front. Wait, actually we don't need that. Give it back. Okay, thank you. And then, yeah, we'll do that. And you might be like, well, why is it recessed like that? That looks really odd. And the reason is that. Gonna put some fence right in front of it. Honestly, it'd look a little better if there were blocks for it to connect to, but I think that still looks pretty decent. If he doesn't like it, he can just pull it out another block and put some redstone dust behind it. But yeah, that's gonna be our notification light. I can demonstrate it here just by throwing some items in. Got the clock going. And blinketh it do. And then if we've gone this far, we may as well demonstrate it working. Yeah, you can see I've patched up all of the inside really. And can throw in our key. And that looks kind of funny. I don't know if I'll keep it like that, but there's our chest cart. And it has our key and the stuff we gave. And we can just set on the reset latch and it goes back. Pretty neat. Yeah, and then I just need to do an outdoor indication light since they kind of aren't right next to each other, or it's not the same light. And other mailboxes I do, I'm going to try to make them the same light, but this one I just had to do the under the stairs thing. That was too cool of an opportunity to pass up. Let's see, so where can I put this one? I'm wondering. So I could put it recessed into the wall there, but that's not very convenient. Because then you can't see it from the side very well. I guess the next most logical thing to do would be just to put it right there. Oh wait, but that's not gonna work. Did I get it back? No. And yeah, so I would need another torch in this process to make that work right. I will make a decision. Okay, we're about at the end of the episode here, but here is the final design, at least as far as I'm involved, for Marty's mailbox. This is where he'll check it, and this is where people put it in. And if he's coming home, and say he's coming from that direction, you know, as I've worked here, slight side note, as I've worked here, I've noticed that this is a really creepy place to get zombie ambushed. It just has a lot different feel than the village. Anyway, but yeah, if he's coming from this way, or even from over around here, he can just peer over the edge of his house and see whether or not he has mail. And then come inside, and people can give him mail here. The notification light, its presence should probably tip them off to that. And yeah. So once again, the system's just like this. You throw your key in, you can check your mail, get your key back, and your mail, and step on the pressure plate. Okay. Sweet. Alright. Well, yeah, that's gonna about wrap up the episode. Just gonna give Celysus a bunch of random mail here. But, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Next time, I've got a lot of things in the pipeline, so there'll be definitely some exciting projects coming up. I'm gonna make my own house, and it's gonna have a water wheel, and it's gonna play music when it rains. That's gonna be a lot of fun to make. There's some other things. We have a skeleton farm, skeleton harvester. made from a skeleton spawner underground, and want to add a crusher system to that to bring skeletons down to like 1 heart of health so that you can just punch them to kill them. And also going to set up some brewing stations down there for damage potions so you can mass kill skeletons. Yeah, probably going to make a newsletter to send out to all the new mailboxes, because by the next episode I'm going to have the probably the whole new mail facility built, where we'll have mailboxes for everyone else, and I'll probably also have built Ithmir's mailbox. Ithmir, I forgot to include that in the update montage earlier, but he's a new member of the server, and he's a cool guy, pretty chill, and he's created some, his territory is really hard to get to beyond the mountains here, but he's created some really cool looking towers over there, glass towers, and yeah, and I'm going to be making him a mailbox as well, so that'll be fun. Just going to set up some things here. Let's take our sign. I'll give him these as well. Alrighty. Well, thanks again, everyone, for joining me here. It's been good times. And I will catch you next time when it's bonus time. Okay, I know I said we were going to go back. To cat. Oh no. Wait. Oh, what's happening? Where is that?